Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ruach Kodesh. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And today we're going to go into the book of Job, the 23rd chapter. Then Job answered and said, "Even today is my complaint bitter. My stroke is heavier than my groaning." All right, so he's saying even till now, my complaint, my problem, right, is still, it hasn't gotten any better. All right, and he's saying here, my stroke is heavier than my groaning. That stroke is the affliction, okay, that is upon him, as he's saying, is heavier than his groaning, his cries of anguish. Oh, that I knew where I might find him, that I might come even to his seat, being the Most High, right? Where if only I knew where he was, and I can, go to where he is, right? Bring my case before him. I would I would order my cause before him, and fill my mouth with arguments, right? So basically, I'd bring my case before him, right, and present all my arguments, all my everything I got to say. I would know the words with which he would answer me, right, and understand what he would say unto me. So I would go there, I would put forth my case, I would say my piece and hear what he has to reply unto me, and understand what it is that he's going to say to me. What is his response going to be? Will he plead against me with his great power? No, but he would put strength in me. And Job is saying, if I had the ability to do that, right, NLT, would he use his great power to argue with me? No, he would give me a fair hearing. The righteous might dispute with him. So should I be delivered forever from my judge, right? So there, if he had the ability where, kind of like to set up a spiritual court, where he can present his cases, then he can bring his disputes. Okay, it says here in the NIV, there the upright can establish their innocence before him, and there I would be delivered forever from my judge, because then he could prove his case to show why he's innocent. Behold, I go forward, but he is not there, and backward, but I cannot perceive him. Right? So wherever I look, I can't find him. On the left hand, where he doth work, but I cannot behold him. He hideth himself on the right hand, that I cannot see him. But he knoweth the way that I take, so I can't find him. I can't find his location, but he knows where I am. He knows the path I take. When he hath tried me, I shall come forth as gold. My foot hath held his steps. His way have I kept and not declined. See, so standing by his integrity, he's saying, the things that I've done, I've walked in the ways of God, right? I've done the things that are pleasing unto him, right? As it says, my foot has held his steps, meaning I followed in his path, in his footsteps, right? I haven't declined. I haven't, turned aside from the ways of God. Neither have I gone back from the commandment of his lips. Whatever it is the Lord, ordered us or commanded us to do, I did. I have esteemed the words of his mouth more than my necessary food, right? So I hold the words of his mouth more important than my daily food that I eat. But he is in one mind, and who can turn him, right? But he has made up his mind, and who can alter or change his decision? And what his soul desireth, even that he doeth. So whatever he sets his mind to, whatever the Lord says he wants to do, that's what he's going to do, right? Nobody can stop him. For he performeth the things that is appointed for me. So whatever he has planned for me, that's what he's doing. And many such things are with him, right? So concerning whatever he wants to do, from Job's perspective, right, to him, that's up to him, right? That's up to the Lord. Therefore am I troubled at his presence. When I consider, I am afraid. So he's saying, because of this, I'm afraid, right, at the presence of the Lord. Whenever I think about how my life is just, in the palm of his hand, right, and now I'm experiencing pain and suffering at that, it scares me. For God maketh my heart soft, meaning he's like saying he breaks him down, and the Almighty troubleth me. Because I was not cut off before darkness, neither hath he discovered the darkness, or Slakia, neither hath he covered the darkness from my face. So it says here, because I was not cut off from the presence of darkness, and he did not hide deep darkness from my face. So he allowed, as Job is saying, Job to enter into darkness, not like wickedness, but darkness of as in affliction, right? Not seeing light, not seeing hope, basically being in a bad state. And he's saying the Lord didn't cover him or shield him from that. And that brings us to the end of the book of Job, the 23rd chapter. Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Recha Kodesh. Until next time, Shalom.